pushing back against the Trump administration's border policy since day one.
We are a sanctuary and welcoming state. That has not changed because of who won the election.
Donald Trump and his administration, Tom Homan, people at the Department of Homeland Security, they're the ones that are threatening people.
I still remain opposed to efforts to target large swaths of a documented population. He'd done nothing wrong other than they're here.
They're here, but it's hard to argue with the new numbers. According to CBP, only 9 illegal migrants, 9 were released into the United States during President Trump's first 70 days.
Compare that, look at that other number, to nearly 5,000 that were released in one day in December 2023 under Joe Biden.
I mean, it's truly incredible. Border czar Tom Homan joins us right now. A round of applause for Tom Homan. Tom, it was a promise made, a promise kept. I mean, the proof is in the pudding when it comes to the numbers. I know there was a lot of people that tried to say that President Biden was actually deporting more people. Yesterday, you broke it down. That's not true.
No, it's not true. ICE arrests in the interior about 3 times higher than Biden administration was. But they were counting border removals with ICE removals. And of course they had a lot of border removals. They had 10.5 million people come to the border. And I looked at the numbers the other day. Under the Biden administration, we averaged about 10, 11,000 a day at the high points. Some days at 15,000. You know what the number was yesterday? 178. Wow. 178 across 2,000 miles of border. And you're right, since January, the Trump administration has released 9 people. 4 were material witnesses in a criminal investigation. We brought them in to testify in a court hearing on a cartel hearing. 4 were in extreme medical distress, so we had to move them to emergency medical facilities. 1 was a humanitarian. In that same time frame that we released 9, they released 184,000 illegal aliens in the country. Wow. So President Trump, he's a game changer. What's happening on the border? He did in 7 weeks what Joe Biden couldn't or wouldn't do in 4 years.
What about the terrorist watch list? We know under Joe Biden, hundreds of them were coming across our border. They were on the terror watch list. Do we know who they are? Are they still here in our country? And what kind of a threat could we expect?
Yes, there's many in the country, and we're working with the intelligence community and FBI to try to find them. Remember, we had over 2 million known gotaways under Joe Biden. 2 million people paid more to get away. You pay the cartels a lesser amount of money just to get to the border. The cartel's job ends at the border, right? See a green uniform and turn yourself in. You get released in 24 hours. You get a free airline ticket to the city of your choice. You get a free hotel room. You get 3 meals a day. You get free medical care. And you get work authorization after about 90 days, exactly the reason they came. Why did 2 million people pay more not to get all that getaway, right? Because they didn't want to be vetted. They didn't want to be fingerprinted. And that scares the hell out of me, scared the hell out of everybody. How many of them came from a country sponsoring terror? We arrested 400. Obviously, they were morons because terrorists, they get trained how to evade law enforcement. How many at 2 million were carrying fentanyl or sex trafficking women and children or from a terrorist-related country? What Joe Biden did was the biggest national security vulnerability this nation's ever seen.
Tom, it was just a week or 2 ago that Kristi Noem, our Secretary of Homeland Security, was in a restaurant in Washington, D.C. She was at a hamburger place with her family. Somebody stole her purse. As it turns out, the guy who stole her purse in the country illegally, he had been arrested, essentially doing the same thing here in New York City a couple weeks earlier. But, it's a revolving door. They arrest him, and then they let him loose because we're a sanctuary city, New York City. Has that started to change since you've been working with Mayor Adams?
Yeah, Mayor Adams, I was up here last week, and we announced the indictment of 27 TDA members here through a task force operation with NYPD and ICE. So we proved what good collaboration can do. And at the same day, I'm standing on stage with Mayor Adams talking about the great success of ICE working with NYPD to make New York City much safer. The city council sues to keep me on Rikers Island.
Right.
And we just proved to the city how much safer the city is now. You got 27 TDA members off the street that were involved with gun trafficking, drug trafficking, sex trafficking, murder for hire. There's a RICO investigation. So You know, they sued to keep out of Rikers Island, but I think we're going to win. I think we'll be in Rikers Island. Mayor Adams has proven he wants to be a law and order mayor. And as far as this making a trade for getting out of his criminal investigation, me and Mayor Adams were talking since November, way before this other investigation was talked about. It's just garbage. But I think he came to the table. We're doing great things in New York. I don't think Chicago is going to come to the table. Just Chicago told me I wasn't welcome in Chicago. Guess the first place I went to after President Trump Chicago.
Real quick, do you believe that Venezuela sent TDA here to wreak havoc?
Yes.
Or they should think to just getting rid of them? Do you think this is a tactic?
No, it's a predatory incursion. They came to the United States. We know they're embedded through numerous investigations. They're embedded with the Maduro regime. They came here to unsettle this country, whether it's through fentanyl that kills thousands of kids, sex trafficking, or violence in the city. I mean, the FBI just did a report saying that TDA members are here to assassinate people in Florida. I mean, it was a predatory incursion. And people say, well, we're not at war. You can't use the AEA. Or read the act, because you can also do it during predatory incursion. And we've clearly shown that occurred.
Well, Tom, we'll see you in 200 days. Hopefully in between that, too. Congratulations on the first 100.
There's a lot of love in this room for you, Mr. Homan. I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.